Gusto niyo bang malaman kung paano kami nakikipag-collab sa mga brands in the MTG Show Podcast? We use Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast. If meron kang podcast, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code THEMTGSHOWPOD to get full control on how you monetize your show regarding of its size. Again, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code THEMTGSHOWPOD. If you're an advertiser who wants to collab with us, head on over to advertiser.podmetrics.co and fill up the form. Again, Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast.
Hype Network presents.
Welcome to Hintang Nights Podcast, ang inyong midnight thoughts na walang pinipiling oras, ang long-distance friend mo na mahilig mag-advise, at ang go-to hub mo kapag gusto mo lang ng maingay sa buhay. This podcast is hosted by yours truly, Jelly!
For the latest news of pop culture at social media bardagulan, samahan nyo kami. Ako si Marga.
Ako naman si Bullet sa pinakamasayang comedy current affairs podcast sa balat ng Spotify, Apple Podcast at Google Podcasts.
Mad in Manila. Oh,
O, dalawang chismosa na lang, lalarga na!
Ay, mano kami!
Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. So, wait, ganun ba talaga yan?
Yep.
So, you're listening to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast, and this is the MTG Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. Ay, gago. Kailangan ba ako sumablay lagi?
O bahala, gusto mo mag-take two.
Hindi, okay lang. Kasi gano'n naman ako lagi mag-ano. Ano to, running gag na to ng show. So, yeah. Let's continue. Before we start this episode, di ko akalain na 2 weeks in a row na pala ako na nagrarang sa rankings. Ayoko pagyabang, but still, kailangan natin pagyabang. Na sa rankings pa rin tayo for the Apple Podcast, for the wrestling here in the Philippines. So, I want to say thank you for everyone na nakikinig sa atin sa Apple Podcast kahit wala naman talaga nakikinig, which is natatawa talaga ako. Ayun, sa mga nakikinig talaga sa pod, I wanna say thank you very much. And ayoko na magpatagal, may guest ako for this week. So, please introduce yourself. Ayoko na mag-ano. Sige, please introduce yourself.
What's up everyone? This is SlickMaster, writer, blogger, photographer, saka podcaster na rin dahil I host These Drunken Midnights. So, yeah, we talk about wrestling, basket, even other stuff like basketball, music, and all that. But hey, thanks sa pag-guest dito.
So,
Nice.
nag-back and forth na rin tayo. Nag-guest din ako sa kanya
Oo.
before. Please check his episode, by the way.
Yeah, pinag-usapan namin apat tayo noon with Ivan and Ken Warren about WrestleMania din. May upcoming episodes din kami na soon. Soon. Tayong dalawa.
Abangan nyo na lang.
Yes, sir.
Pero for now, let's talk about Slammiversary, Money in the Bank, John Cena, Jay White, and of course, our possible predictions for Summerslam, which is medyo obvious na para sa akin.
Yeah, saka to think na this past week has been talagang big week for wrestling fans. I mean, wrestling fans, wrestling promotions, even wrestlers themselves. If you think about it, like you got Money in the Bank, tapos we got Slammiversary.
Yep.
Ang dami mga surprises and all. So, yeah. But yeah, go take it away, dude.
PH, ano na? Gusto namin ng wrestling dito. Dito, seriously, man. Una na kita. Anong first impression mo for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view without mentioning everything what happened right there?
Money in the Bank as in for someone na, kunyari assuming na wala akong kaalam-alam sa wrestling, ganon?
Yep.
For a while? Okay.
Patay.
Yan na po, malakas ang ulan, mga kaibigan. But anyway, kung tatanong mo sa akin about literally my first impression sa Money in the Bank, parang mukha siyang mukha siyang episode na isang action movie or action series eh. Kasi, I mean, get a money, get a bank, tapos it's all heist, all that shit, if you know what I mean. Pero kung usapang konteksto ng wrestling, Money in the Bank, well, parang siya, sounds like championship opportunity.
Ayan. Ayun na. Medyo putolata. Ako, gusto ko magbigay din ng first impression. Kasi, ito yung unang pay-per-view with the crowd. For the record, plus, ito rin yung isang major event na may crowd. If I'm not mistaken, I think Slammiversary is may crowd din. Pero, limited pa lang yun. Limited pa lang. Hindi pa siya kagaya ng All Out, Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing is full capacity, if not mistaken. Pero maliit naman na venue yun. Maliit naman yun. So, yeah. Ito, super. I think 10,000-12,000 seating capacity.
Yeah, it's an arena. So, assuming nasa 12 to 16,000 ang capacity. Pero I'm not sure kung ano yung mga exact figures.
Basta 12 to 16, I think. Di rin kasi siya minimension sa TV. So, first impression, I guess, ito na yung bawi, kumbaga, ng I think, akala ko talaga, ito yung magiging isa sa mga nakakadismayang events kasi. Kasi we know na one of the reasons na kaya ako na-turn off sa pay-per-view na to is because of obviously, bigyan ko lang kayo ng isang reason. Mamaya ko na i-explain yung iba. Kasi medyo maghahaba yung first impression namin.
Yeah. One
of the reasons kung bakit ayoko talagang panoorin tong pay-per-view is because medyo naglalak na talaga yung pay-per-view na to nowadays. Puro na lang cliched spots. But let's say, dude, guys, for the record, sa mga starters, syempre, magugustuhan nyo tong pay-per-view na to because it's Money in the Bank. Once in a year na pay-per-view. And then, syempre, ladder matches. Pero hindi na siya kagaya ng dati. Like what I said before, wag yun ang ikukumpara itong mga pay-per-views na to dati. Kasi, sobrang laki na ng difference.
Yeah, totoo.
Tsaka wag na kayo masyadong mag-expect ng may mga i-expect kayo, fine. Pero, doon pa rin dapat tayo sa realities ng sa mga possible mangyari. Like what we're going to discuss later about CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Wait, bigyan kitang heads up. Naniniwala ka
na
na papunta na daw All Elite yung dalawa? Kasi I don't think so.
Well, Daniel Bryan medyo may possibility kasi, I mean, he's been technically out sa WWE. I mean, parang di man, ang narinig ko yata ay, or hindi, base naman sa mga dirt sheets. Sa ibang mga podcast din about wrestling.
Yep.
Parang hindi interesado bumalik is si Daniel Bryan, or I don't know kung for the lack of better term, pero it's like they're not talking regarding that kind of agreement. Tapos, as for CM Punk, I don't wanna believe it yet kasi madali magsabi lalo na sa mga lalo na kung nire-report yan ng mga kung sino mga wrestling news portals or whatever, pero parang if I were you guys, go do your research, check out nyo yung mga legit talaga ng mga wrestling journalists. I mean, hindi ko na siguro kailan mag-drop ng name pin ko, kilala nyo naman sila. I think mas kilala nyo sila kaya sa akin kasi you guys were more following the sport more than I do. Let's face it, yo.
Tsaka for the record, pangilan na ba tong shit na to ni Punk na babalik siyang wrestling? Pang-apat ba? Pangatlo?
Not sure, dude. Pero feeling ko pangatlo, pang-apat. But regardless of that, we all know that Punk's has been a burnout sa wrestling since 2014 and it's been 7 years. So, maaaring sabihin natin na nagbago na yung pananaw niya and all that. Maaaring nagbago yung feelings niya about wrestling. If he wants to go back, let him be. Pero if he's strolling around, guys, deal with it. Kaya di may kasalanan dyan, Puro kayo CM Punk dyan sa kung ano ng mga wrestling promotion, Jesus Christ. Get over it, fool. Get over it, fools.
Don't worry, we can swear here, Heads up. So,
thanks.
Balik tayo sa unang sequence. Let's talk about John Cena. Man, as a 20-year-old guy, almost a 20-year-old guy, putang ina. Hindi talaga pwedeng hindi ka magulat dito, seriously.
Oo.
Siyempre, di talaga, di ka pwedeng hindi ka magulat dito. And for the record, wait, ano ba? Ito na ba yung first appearance ni Cena since the WrestleMania? No, tama ba?
Yeah.
And sobrang...
since WrestleMania 36.
Sobrang, yes. Sobrang alam mo yun, just like that, parang ang ganda ng execution and yung simpleng tease na yon ni Cena. Ay putang ina. Parang akala ko talaga sabihin ko agad, itong simpleng return na to ni Cena, kinain na nito yung buong pay-per-view nung isa pa. Kapayan na natin pag-uusapan.
Sige.
Pero sige, I want to hear your thoughts about that.
John Cena returning back after WrestleMania 36. It's, how can I say this? I think it's the most, I mean, we can, siguro some of us would probably expect na, dude, babalik naman siya to face Roman Reigns at Summerslam, all that. Pero, it doesn't matter. I mean, we all know what's going on. May balita na tayo and all that. Pero sometimes, pa rin this is the beauty of wrestling. You get to, regardless kung ano may nalalaman mo, you still have to suspend your disbelief because that keeps this damn thing entertain you. And it doesn't matter kung love mo si Cena or hate mo siya for like 19 or 20 years or whatever. I think 2002, so it's 19 years.
Yes.
It doesn't matter kung hater ka or fan ka talaga. I mean, that's Cena. That brings money to WWE. Let's face it, for the better part of 2 decades, he make the I mean malaking image na yung WWE. Yeah, that's given.
Yes.
We all know that. Pero with the way this guy has made himself like a poster boy of sorts. I mean, mas pinalaki pa niya lalo . Especially when WWE turned PG in 2008 onwards. Kasi they cater to the kids, obviously. So, and John Cena, let's face it, John Cena may not appeal to us na ganito katanda. Pero,
yes,
for the kids, that matters. And let's face it, kahit din mo sa wrestling the mere fact na matrak mo yung bata through your own medium or through your own art or through your own content, that's a hit. That's a guaranteed hit. That's just my take, by the way.
Ayan. Sige. Plus, dagdag na rin natin na nag-challenge na din si Cena for Summerslam. Diba?
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw. And we're going to wait until SmackDown, I think. SmackDown is tomorrow kasi Friday tayo nag-drop.
Yeah.
And that episode should be interesting para sa akin. Kasi, of course, number 1 is John Cena. Number 2, the first SmackDown with the 2 venues, if I'm not mistaken. Pero balik tayo, mamaya natin pag-usapan yan.
Sige.
So, bago yung return ni Cena, let's talk about Roman versus Edge. Since ako nauna kanina, ikaw na mauna ngayon. Ano yung thoughts mo?
Thoughts on Roman versus Edge? Well, hindi ako I mean, it's not as something that I expect the most, pero siya kumbaga, parang it appears to me parang it's a typical WWE main event nung panahon na before pa pandemic. Ganun lang naging dating niya sa akin, for one. Pero kahit pa paano medyo naging maganda yung ending, pero dahil with all na we kind of expect din at some point na Seth Rollins would face Edge at Summerslam. We kind of see it coming, planting seeds on SmackDown SmackDown prior to MITB, or I don't know kung that's a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Pero yeah, we kind of see it coming, and I think rin parang it's just siguro I still think na sana nangyari to ng WrestleMania. I was thinking to myself, it should happen ng WrestleMania, pero feeling ko okay na hindi dahil the triple threat match was quite okay there, and let's face it, Brian, I mean, that's probably the last year of Daniel Bryan at that time, and parang I must say na this is something na would probably na napagpa-stretch sa pang kayang gawin ni Edge habang habang he's back as a full-time wrestler. Or full-time ba part-time? I don't know. And habang nakabute siya. Just. But yeah, that's my general take lang. It was good, but it's not something that I expect the most. Probably a bit down my expectations, pero yeah, the main event was quite a-okay for me.
So, yeah. Let's talk. I'm going to make this thing short kasi ayoko masyadong na mahaba. Roman Reigns versus Edge. I think ito yung sabihin ko lang, ito yung typical na main event nga, like what you said. Pero, yeah. I think because of this match, nagtutuloy-tuloy yung story. So, tanda mo ba noong tinalo ni Roman si Edge ba? Si Rey Mysterio, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio is a ruthless aggression guy.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward, ngayon nga, lumaban si Edge, and then SummerSlam si Cena. I think ang dapat na susunod ng mga kalaban ni Roman Reigns should be a ruthless aggression guy then if they can. Gusto ko sana personal pick Goldberg Kasi Goldberg is no offense. Baka sabihin ng iba na ang tawag ba dito? Sabihin ng iba one-sided ako dito. Goldberg, remember, in the end of the day, Goldberg is a legend. And Goldberg as well is umabot din siya sa ruthless. Kaya parang
he's an RA guy.
Yes. Siyang malaking example na guys na pwedeng durugin ni Roman kahit 10 minuto, 20 minutes. Ganun ba? Parang sa story na ganun.
Yeah, saka if I may add to that, I mean, di ba they were supposed to face each other sa WrestleMania 36.
Yes.
When Goldberg was still a champ. But then Roman had to pull out of the dahil nga sa concern regarding his family, saka I think it's his health naman at siguro at some point. So whatever reason that was. And they can actually use this story moving forward. Ang problema lang dyan kasi is I think Goldberg was supposed to face Lashley for SummerSlam, and
sure na
yun. And I think for Goldberg, this could be a good idea moving forward. I'm not sure, siguro Survivor Series or whatever, or feeling ko Backlash of Champions or whatever pay-per-view day may be. I think.
Wait, man. Heads up. Goldberg, meron siyang 2 match per year. So, wala po yung halimbawa, Survivor Series. And this SummerSlam match, if ma-official, is his second match.
Yeah.
So inisip ko talaga, WrestleMania.
Yeah. WrestleMania talaga. Pero I don't think they will go on WrestleMania. Feeling ko it will most likely Royal Rumble yan. Kasi, di ba, I mean, Roman was supposed to face something bigger upon like The Rock at WrestleMania.
Wait,
so
is The Rock rumor related? I don't think na makakonfirm pa yun.
I don't think this year. I don't think next year mangyari. Pero I think they're planning to have Roman something bigger opponent come WrestleMania. Assuming he's still the Universal Champion.
I guess na siya pa rin naman mag-champion. Mukha naman siya dominant. Si Big E, feeling ko naman pupunta naman siya ng Raw.
Yeah.
So medyo napapalayo na tayo. Ako, I want to make Roman versus Edge simple. This match, very fantastic. Medyo nakulangan lang ako sa ending though, na part ni Rollins. I think medyo nabitin lang ako sa part na yun. Simpleng nabitin lang ako. Yan. Wait lang. Sige, let's continue with Nikki Cross and Big E. Pag-isain na natin kasi I want to make this thing short. Any thoughts?
I'm actually surprised. Well, Nikki Cross came at the time. Nikki ASH pala came at the time na naging 7 women ng competitors ng Money in the Bank. So, ang nakakatawa lang doon is, nakatawa talaga ako with the way she won. Kasi, the 6 other competitors were fighting in shop. Umakit lang natin, parang, oopsie! Talagang, pasimple lang, ganun. Which is something I like kasi parang nakakasawa na rin yung tipong cliche. Pansin mo sa mga Money in the Bank cliche, usual cliche na sa Money in the Bank ladder matches na yun.
Yes.
Na parang it's always been one guy climbing up to the top after all those usual shit na struggles na dami niya kinalaban na 7 other people, 8 other people. This one, all 7 of them in ladders. Jesus Christ.
That's
Yeah, that's one crazy shit, I must say. Tapos, sige, I'll try to make it short na rin. Big E winning the the men's Money in the Bank ladder briefcase and the ladder match as well.
Yes.
I think he deserves it, if you ask me. Kasi, I mean, he's been getting a push even as of late 2020 pa. So, with winning the IC champ, he held all the way to WrestleMania, and probably a dami of speculation that he's going for for the Universal Championship at some point. And I think it's I mean, ever since even before joining New Day, he's always been on this kind of level to be to have he has this potential to be a main eventer. And I think it's a good thing na in 2021 they've been trying to push that one for him, even regardless kung talagang full solo competitor band, or at least maging de facto part pa rin siya ng New Day dahil his teammates were obviously on the other side of the show, or of WWE rather. So I think this is good for him.
Yeah. So, simplehan ko na din sa akin. In my case, Nikki ASH, kasi nasabi na ako sa Nikki Cross. I don't want to call them on their current ring names, not because of their gimmicks. Kasi medyo hindi ko talaga parang I can take it seriously sa names. But the gimmicks, I respect the gimmick ni Nikki Cross kasi siya yung nag-decision nan. But the match, by the way, medyo nadismaya ako on the match. So, medyo it's either midali o parang ang bagal talaga ng progress nila. Parang tapos in the end, parang ang bilis ng pangyayari. Ganun eh. But by the way, she deserves the briefcase. I wish na Liv Morgan losing the Money in the Bank ladder match makes sense. Pero gusto ko din talaga manalo si Liv kasi Liv is mas matagal na rin siya sa roster.
Saka, I mean, and siguro at some point naging frustrated siya with their run before, especially with the Riot Squad na not getting any breaks of the game. I think at some point you can probably say na Liv wants to literally live up to her whatever expectations she has. So yeah, but I won't be surprised if sooner or later na she becomes like SmackDown or even Raw Women's Champion regardless. Kasi diba there's a draft coming pa yata later in the year, so whichever happens, I mean September, there you go. So whichever kung sakali mangyari, I mean I hope she won. She will win. I hope she wins pala. Ano to?
I hope
What's
na
this?
manalo siya ng Royal Rumble.
Yun pa, di ba? I mean,
Diba? Ang daming opportunity.
mismo.
So, punta na ako kay Biggie. Kay Biggie kasi medyo space ko ng konti. So, Biggie winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Sobrang, I don't know, satisfying. Ewan ko, naiyak pa ata ako nung nakaraw siya as the winner. Kasi, I think he is the first black guy who won the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Wow.
Tama ba? Siya ba first? I think he is the first.
I can't be sure about that. Pero, I mean, that speaks a lot pa rin either way. I mean, that's a statement to win.
I think he is the first guy to win the briefcase. And I hope hindi siya matalo.
Oo.
Kasi matagal na rin, let's say, Lashley, medyo nag-i-stale na siya pa konti-konti. Roman is medyo nasa taas pa rin kahit paano. And I hope na yung paglabas ni Drew sa picture, kasi we're talking about the men's Money in the Bank na. Yung paglabas ni Drew McIntyre sa title picture, which is pretty good for me. And I hope na mapatagal yung pagkawala sa picture and i-build pa nila si Drew. Pero nata-turn off talaga ako sa mga promos niya. Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
pero ganun na feel ko. Umay talaga. Yo, ikaw.
Yeah.
Dagdag ka pa.
Ako, I can't comment anything yet sa mga promo niya, pero I think di ba parang may some sort of historical reference yata or horror reference yata siya na binabanggit doon or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think Drew has been on a title picture for almost 1 3/4 of a year. So 1 3 almost 1 3/4 or 1.5 years pala, sorry. At some point, nakakapagod rin yun. Lalo na for a main eventer like him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he carried WWE on its shoulders on his shoulders during the pandemic. So, I think the guy deserves a break naman to get away from all this and all. But I won't be surprised if sooner or later, after in the latter part of the year, he will be drafted to SmackDown and, finish some unfinished business there, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
Pero speaking of, do you think magiging champion din si Jinder in the future? Very quick lang, man. Kasi medyo
si Jinder
kasi is mas matino na yung run niya right now, in my opinion. And ka-feud niya si Drew ngayon. And I think itong feud na tong dalawa, feeling ko doon siya mag-lead sa isang championship title run.
There's a possibility. There is a possibility na ganun mangyari. It's just pero parang siguro he'll be probably coming the next heel champ after Lashley if he decides to stick to Raw. And yeah, I think that's the way to go. Lalo na WWE has a lot of Indian audience. I mean, by numbers. I mean, they got a show, diba? Parang they got a show catered to Indian wrestling fans community. So, it's a possibility mag-champion siya for the first time. Maging world champion siya again since God knows when. 2017.
Effective naman yung run niya nun.
Oo.
Yeah, market niya yung India.
Yeah, that's right. Saka, siguro na lang din. Siguro it's been a drag. Siguro after, kasi naging feud lang niya is Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and AJ Styles. But other than that, parang
wala na.
Wala na.
And nabitin din naman tayo. Siyempre, we want to see more about Jinder.
Yeah.
Pero, medyo, we need to move on. Ayan, let's continue with the Women's Championship match. Dapat dalawa to. But unfortunately, Bayley is out due to the injury that she suffered. We know naman. So, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. Ako, let's say, this match alone stole the boring show. In my opinion, medyo boring yung first three matches.
Yeah.
Ito yung nagsalba.
Yeah.
Summary na lang.
At some point, I have to agree with that. Kasi, I mean, let's face it, Charlotte has been how many times in the champion for more than 10 times, I must say, including natin NXT. So yeah, imagine mo for tapos Rhea Ripley, and I mean, at some point, yeah, as much as I wanna say na sana na-retain ni Rhea yun and all, I think that's the way to go. Pero, especially naman may nanalo ng MIT ng briefcase, so
Mamaya tayo explain yan.
Ay, sorry. Sige. Sige. But yeah, I honestly don't like Charlotte winning. Like, not again. I was watching that one. I was watching that match live. Parang, na naman. Like, it's not that I'm pissed off or anything. It's more like, oh, come on. Couldn't there be more women's champion other than Charlotte Flair? For Christ's sakes.
But, ito, my opinion lang, Rhea Ripley, sobrang hindi na siya yung kagaya ng dati. Rhea Ripley is medyo, nag-iba yung tingin ko kay Rhea. Parang wala na siya sa wala na yung angas niya sa NXT. Parang dinowngrade na siya.
Yeah, I mean, literally, hindi lang, hindi watered down yung tamang term eh. Tama ka dun. Tama ka dun sa ano mo.
Downgrade.
Nag-downgrade siya. So, I mean, just when I thought, nakakala ko nga maangas na siya when after she kicked Asuka's ass at WrestleMania. And yeah, after that, parang, okay, what now?
Nag-stale na siya.
Oh, nag-stale na siya eh. Sa, ano na ako, siguro kaya ako pissed off kay Charlotte data na kasi, come on, Rhea. 0-2? Really?
Hindi ko ma-imagine. The first one, I think, is a triple threat. Tapos, nanalo si Rhea doon. That's good. Kasi si Asuka naman yung napin. That's fine. And, nalimutan ko tuloy yung WrestleMania 36. Na nanalo din si Charlotte doon. Tapos,
she got dethroned din.
Yes. And siya rin yung champion doon. And then, yung sa Money in the Bank, siya rin yung champion, which is, man.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
ito, to be add, Charlotte winning the match makes sense for Nikki Ash. Mamaya tayo i-explain. Mamaya ko na i-explain.
Sige. Pero, I have to correct myself. 0-3? Really? Ay, tama ba? Wait, tama ba? Kasi...
Tulang. Kasi the third is a triple threat.
Di ba saka nagkaroon pa sila ng singles championship match, parang diniki yung mismo ni Rhea yung sarili niya.
Hindi nagmamatter ang singles match.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Raw is Raw. Trash bags. Just kidding. So, at least, hindi na trash bag ang Raw ngayon, for the record. Medyo natutuwa ako doon. Then, let's move on.
Saka if I may add to that, Royce, well, siguro para sa akin medyo, pero, I mean, the announce team has tried to make it up for it. So, yeah. So, I'll back you up dun sa sinabi mo. It's not a trash bag.
Hindi na siya trash bag ngayon.
For now.
Kailangan, maganda naman talaga. For the record, SmackDown, kahit dalawa lang ang nakaupo sa commentary ng SmackDown. The commentary is just good.
Yeah.
Kasi commentary is nagdadala rin ng matches sometimes.
Mismo.
And nung dalawang pay-per-view ba, 3 na nakaupo si Adnan Vert, I don't think na nakatulong siya, to be honest.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of Raw, let's talk about their main champion. So, it's Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston in a singles match for the WWE Championship. Ako muna.
Go.
Simple lang. Sobrang dominant na dito.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley. The best match of his run so far as a WWE champion, in my opinion. No shenanigans, no bullshit. Just Lashley beating the living hell out of Kofi Kingston, and sobrang satisfying. I don't know if the Kofi storyline will continue until na dumating sa point na maging member siya ng New Day. Simple lang yan. Okay.
So, okay. Sa akin, I think that tells the story of how Lashley should be dominating the sport. I mean, in fairness, na-appreciate yung storytelling part ng match dito, or at least yung build up for the lack of or prior to this. Kasi, I mean, diba, kung makikita mo yung mga promo video before na parang nagiging tinitreat siya ni MVP na parang di sineseryoso yung championship run, parang masyado ng pa-special. And diba the go home show before Money in the Bank, he was like nagtatapo na siya ng gamit ng VIP launch kasi parang sinasabi niya na I don't want this kind of bullshit, yo. I mean, gusto ko lumaban. Parang na he's been getting tired of all this, yung pinfall, yung mga pinfall losses niya parang pa-joke, parang literally that made him like a joke. So parang I have to say this was Lashley's sign of wake-up call match na pinakita lang talaga na fuck you guys, I'm still here and I could dominate the match at any time. And this is actually the first squash match na gantong intense, gantong level since probably Summerslam of 2014 when Brock defeated Cena with those 16 or 18 German suplexes. 16 German suplexes. God damn, man. That's the kind of intensity na nakita ko doon. So parang it kind of reminds you of the shades na Brock versus Cena, except na dito Kofi got really little offense. Little to none, in fact.
Parehas lang naman sila. Cena nakagalaw pa siya. SDF, tatlong AE ata yun. That's it.
Yeah.
And for the record, na-miss ko rin tong Lashley na to. Final. This Lashley, for the record, siya yung champion sa Impact. I think his second, third, fourth run as the Impact champion. Man, that run is so surreal para sa akin. Kaso, nade-degrade siya dito. And I think, hawak na ni Moose ngayon yung role na yon sa Impact. And I wish maging champion na rin siya, by the way. Putang ina kasi tagal ng long storytelling ng Impact. Dapat, pa lang eh. Dapat na nag-vacant pa lang si Tesha, dapat champion na siya eh.
Ayun lang,
Ayan. So, may iba pang results for Money in the Bank. I think, nag-tyro change yung nakalimutan ko ng SmackDown Tag Team Tyros.
Let's kick off eh.
Sorry, nakalimutan ko talaga sa mga listeners ko. Kasi, man, 3 araw akong nag-rant. 3 episode ko ni-rant yun. Puta. Man, asa pa yung SmackDown Tag Team Tyros? Asang kangkungan? Jesus Christ. And thank God, sila, Jimmy and Jay Uso din ang nanalo ng Tag Tyros. Just like what I predicted.
Well, Bloodline All Belts, that actually makes sense. That's a storytelling. That's a top story for SmackDown. I mean, given Roman being the head of the table, being the tribal chief, being the Universal Champion, and of course, it would make sense naman na kahit pa paano yung mga pinsan niya makakuha ng tag team goals. And I think when I saw this match, wow, as in surprising na. I mean, they didn't do it in the typical Uso fashion eh. Talagang surprise pin pa ata, tapos
controversial pa siya kasi possible na hindi pa matapos yung feud.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, thank God din na-drop na rin yung titles.
Yeah, it's about time.
It's about time na din. Sobrang dami na nakakalimot sa run nila, to be honest. So, konting dagdag pa. So, AJ and Amas, still your Raw Tag Team Champions. Muntikan ko na rin makalimutan yung rant nila. Sadly. And, yun. Wala na akong ayoko na mabigay ng comments. Kasi, wala na eh. Medyo na-water down na rin si AJ. My own opinion. I wish na hindi siya ganun. But still, wala eh.
Ako wala akong comments on match except na almost still dresses like Shaquille O'Neal nung nag-wrestle siya sa WrestleMania. I mean, he has this kind of vibes kasi he's a basketball player that in the past, diba? Tapos, ang laki he's a big bulk. Tapos, ang get-up pa niya talaga, literal get-up din ni Shaq nung nag-wrestle siya. All black, everything.
And at least, napuput over ni Stan si Omos after.
To be fair, saka, hey, by the way, no racist pun intended sa sinabi kong all black everything, pamalinaw lang.
Yes. Pwede naman. Sige. Ano pa ba nakalimutan natin sa Money in the Bank? I think Money in the Bank din, yung first pay-per-view nila, na pinalabas nila ng buo, yung teaser.
Yes.
Nakita ko ba yung WWE 2K22? Tama ba? Nakita lang natin sa teaser ng Summerslam. I don't know, hindi ko nakita ng ayos, but I think may teaser ng Summerslam featuring the WWE 2K22. And like what I said before sa podcast, obvious na ata si Drew and si Sasha Banks yung magpa-poster, which is, ewan ko, kung confirmed na whatever, kung sino man na magpa-poster, well, they deserve. At gusto ko si Roman mag-solo dito. I want Roman na mag-solo siya sa cover. Ewan ko kung kailan pa ilalabas. But regardless, let's move on to Slammiversary. Very quick. Konti lang. Number 1, Jay White is Impact Wrestling. Do you think napupunta rin siya sa Dynamite?
There's a possibility. I mean, nandun si Kenny Omega.
Yes.
And diba parang at the end of in the near end of the event, diba, so like face-to-face sila and all that. It's a possibility.
So, also on the pay-per-view, we saw Kenny Omega beating Sami Callihan, a homegrown Impact talent. But I think he's the third homegrown Impact guy na tinalo ni Kenny on their own show, which is satisfying. And at the same time, medyo na-upset din ako kasama dito sa site na to. Kasi constant yung ewan ko, it's either nakaka-direct, but the pizza cutter on this match, man, gusto ko manood pa ng GCW because of that. GCW is satisfying though.
Oh, definitely.
And simply, gusto ko din isingit dito sa ating show na ngayong linggo is the Ultimate X. In my opinion, ito talaga yung nagustuhan ko sa Slammiversary. Not Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan match. Sobrang underrated na to. Di halos di pansinin to eh. Ayan, pinansin niya yung kay Roman, pinansin niya yung kay Kenny. Ito hindi napapansin. In my opinion, this fucking match is so good. And sa bagay, kakunti din naman nanood ng Impact.
Sorry na.
I mean, dude. Sinasabi ko to lagi sa mga group chats, sa mga Discord. Wag yung tutulugan ng Impact. Kasi Impact, mas maganda pa to sa AEW ngayon. AEW is running smoothly in the past 3-4 weeks. Pero hindi pa rin consistent yung mga storylines nila. Here in Impact, mas maganda yung pagbibuild nila ng storylines. And mas nagagamit yung talent. And that's why we move on to Mickey James real quick. So, nag-appear nga si Mickey James and syempre, sinabi niya nga na gusto niya papuntahin si Deonna Purrazzo sa pay-per-view ng NWA, which is on August 28. A all-women's pay-per-view.
Wow.
Hindi niya sinabi kung magre-wrestle pa siya. Hindi niya sinabi. Kasi hindi naman talaga ata siya magre-wrestle. But I wish na mag-wrestle talaga siya. But sadly, hindi yata natin makukuha yun. Makukuha natin instead is a Camille, which is the NWA Women's Champion right now, versus Diana Porraso. Kasi meron siyang match AAA. But fuck AAA, yung kanilang Pancit Canton tayo, hindi ko talaga makalimutan kagabi. Tawa ka na tawa talaga nung binabasa ko yung chat, to be honest.
Labo nun.
Oo, sobrang labo. And final thing, bago tayo mag-move on pa,
Okay.
I think, eto, kasi nakita na rin natin nakita na natin, teaser na, Chris Bay is now part of Bullet Club. Dude, man, Bullet Club is expanding once again. And like what I said before, malaking opportunity to for Impact na makapag-expand din doon sa stable. And pwede rin madala sa New Japan, di ba? May Best of Super Junior. Exactly. And then he can compete then on the junior division tsaka sa Strong. Yan. Although hindi ako fan ni Chris Bay, but Chris Bay is impressive, my opinion. Yan, we're done. Ito, final na lang. Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory will take place on October 23rd. Ano yung kaisa-isang segment o match na gusto mong asahan sa pay-per-view na? Since Fusion to where companies, Impact, AEW, New Japan, AAA, NWA pa ata, GCWF, kasama din sila sa hype. Putang ina, dami. Anong impression mo?
I don't know the cards yet, pero judging...
You don't know the cards yet?
Yeah, pero judging dun sa sinabi mo na 6 promotions into this one event, god damn. I mean, how can you pull this off? Kasi, I mean, it's one thing to work with 2 promotions in a single event. Minsan, madalas mahirap yan. But you can, but it's always possible. But what more is 6? God damn, yo. I mean, hindi biro yun, hindi biro to pull all the strings and make it work as smooth as possible. And but yeah, I think siguro if that involves like championships among these promotions, I think that's gonna be the most interesting thing that I must say. But yeah, I should be watching Impact, damn it.
Ito, I want to give one prediction muna. Kasi ito sinabi ko na to sa kayfabe last week, I think. After Slammiversary, sinabi ko na siya.
Go.
Isang possible angle na pwede na lang gawin is either a Bullet Club versus the Elite storyline with a lot of talents, obviously, lots of companies.
A lot of what's there?
Or possible them na i-defend ticket yung kanyang championships at the same night. 1 title per match. Wait,
you know what would be awesome?
3 titles. Yes.
You know what would be awesome? Siguro kung marami members sa mga roster na ito, Battle Royale pare.
Pwede. Pero as much as I love Battle Royale, wait, mas gusto ko yung match talaga. Kasi we have different roster ng NWA, we have different roster ng Impact, we have different roster ng New Japan, and AEW, of course, na may isang relative business. As much as I love them, feeling ko, I want na yung tong pay-per-view na to, mag-focus to sa 3 titles ni Ken. Yan. The Impact, the AAA, and the AEW Championship. Parang hindi lang sa Impact iikot yung pay-per-view kasi we know Impact is ikangkungan. Para sa akin, kangkungan talaga. Kangkungan, pero in a good way. Pero, sige. We're done with Impact. We're done shitting Impact. Kasi ako, for real, ilang beses ko na atang sinishit tong Impact. So, let's talk about Raw real quick. First impression, Nikki Cross, AHH.
Nikki as a character or as a champion?
Cash in.
As a cash in niya? Oh, shoot. that's one thing na hindi, probably, ito yung bagay na sana inasahan ko nung Money in the Bank pay-per-view mismo, pero okay na rin na nangyari siya nung Raw. Kasi I think that could be a saving grace, lalo na they have the live crowd and all. So, I mean, you're not stuck in the Thunderdome era anymore, so you don't have to be like, you don't have to retain those old or older than usual cliche na alam mo yun, yung mga pag main event nila parang hindi or medyo pa yung pagka-lackluster showing. I mean,
Plus,
yung
ito
may
pa yung main event.
kasi kadalasan, yun. So, that's a good shit, yo. I must say. I mean, that's something na hindi ko siya in-expect actually right away. I had to admit, when Nikki ASH won the Money in the Bank, I was actually more expecting her to cash in during the MITB mismo kasi the pay-per-view mismo kasi most of the times ganun nangyayari sa if you think about it, pang exception lang siguro ay ang pinaka sole exception na ay yung kay Carmella. But other than that, it's either nangyari siya Raw after Money in the Bank or Money in the Bank pay-per-view mismo. So yeah, I think that still counts as a cliche, pero
still a good moment.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, saka it's about time.
Plus, ito, tagtag na rin natin na nag-main event to eh. The match is in the main event.
Exactly.
And also, dagdag na rin natin, total, pag-usapan na rin natin yung Raw, is, ayaw kong mag-shit kay Karen Cross ngayon. To be honest, I don't want to shit on him. Kasi marami nag-shit kay Karen Cross ngayon about his debut on Raw. And ako, I'm going to say na, God damn, finish the storyline first bago kayo mag-promote ng talents sa main roster. Pagtapos mo sila ng story. Kasi, clearly, may story sila ngayon sa Raw, sa NXT. Karen Cross is with Joe right now.
Yeah.
And, parang, man, malaking, ewan ko, it's either malaking kasiraan pa to sa NXT, malaking shit pa to sa NXT. Just, man, sobrang ridiculous in my opinion. Man, any thoughts about that?
Okay, I think kay Karen Cross, I think there parang napansin ko lang din, on a random time, Vince was trying to mag-bring siya ng mga wrestlers from NXT. Tapos papakita niya banda niya, no? Kasi I mean, we have seen that one kay Kevin Owens before, and even kay Neville. Kay Neville, Sami Zayn, even Prince Pretty. And I mean, Prince Pretty, it's Tyler Breeze, by the way, guys. Nakita natin yung mga gano'n. I mean, he has this kind of habit. Actually, I'm surprised na debut loss and all. Tapos dirty finish pa. Saka dirty finish pa, pare. I mean, Jeff Hardy's foot was on the ropes. Parang medyo mixed reaction ako kasi, I mean, you hear the normal words and there you go, it's Shades of 2008 and obviously, kung WWE fan ka, you're a sucker for nostalgia. Most fans of WWE, hindi man siguro lahat, pero most of the fans were actually stuck in nostalgia. So, narinig mo yung no more words, like, let's face it, karamihan sa inyo nagsising along, which is something na, okay guys, that's not a bad thing anyway. So, pero nalala ko na, I don't know kung masamang impression ba yun nung natalo siya with all that. I guess parang I must say, with the way I see things here, I think he's on transition from moving from one brand to another. And
Adjustments pa.
Sooner or later, may adjustments pa. So, I won't be surprised if sooner or later, Karen Cross drops the belt sa NXT. I mean, it's possible, lalo na Diyos, parang sample pa sa Samoa Diyos was like, clearly namin to wrestling ulit.
Cleared na rin. So, pero we're not going to mention the spoilers. Just an example.
Yeah. So, hanggang doon lang tayo.
So, speaking of Karen Cross, ako, simplehan ko lang medyo, I'm saying, gusto kong sabihin na the debut is good. Plus, dagdag na rin natin yung parts niya na syempre, nostalgia. Ayan, nostalgia. Mga putang ina nyo, kantayin yung team song ko. And,
Oo.
medyo na-upset din ako sa way how they treated Karrion Kross. But at the same time, ang gusto ko lang iparating, antayin nyo muna matapos yung story sa isang brand to another kasi possible kasi makasira yun. Possible siya makasira sa isang story na build na nila. And I wish. Sige.
Go ahead.
Sige.
Saka naman considering this, WWE has an history of like biglang lang hindi tatapos yung mga storytelling sila. I mean, you have seen them in Aleister Black before siya nawala and moved to AEW. Same with probably like Rusev and Lana and probably Bobby Lashley yung rivalry na sa WrestleMania. I've cited some recent examples because when these guys move out of the company or probably were sorry for the lack of better term released pala ng WWE. Nung na-release sila, itong mga kwentong to hindi natapos. We can as viewers can't find any satisfaction with that kind of result. I mean, there's no conclusion to begin with. So how can you find satisfying conclusion right there? I don't know.
Talaga nawawala sa kanila. Yun talaga nawawala sa kanila nowadays. They can't conclude a story. Kahit sa NXT, ganun na rin eh.
Oo.
Almost the same. Kahit sa NXT, ganun to na rin. And in that case, hindi na to bago. Hindi na siya bago sa akin. More segments on Raw. Of course, nag-promo na nga si Cena. He called Roman Reigns an asshole. But medyo nako-confused pa ako. I know John Cena is a free agent. Tapos nag-appear siya sa Raw. But yung kalaban niya, yung inahamon niya is nasa SmackDown. Medyo nako-confused pa ako on that story. But I know Roman Reigns is SmackDown talent. John Cena is a free agent. Parang ang labo na maghahamon kasi isang brand. Parang sinabi mo na maghahamon ako ng suntukan. Pero wala doon yung inahamon ko. Kaya maghahanap na lang ako ng ibang kasuntukan. Kuni! Which is ridiculous in my opinion. Parang ganun.
Yeah, actually, it looks ridiculous din sa akin. Like, sorry. Sige. I think it sounds ridiculous talaga if you ask me. Oo. Yeah. Kasi, I mean, yun nga nasa Raw ka tapos nag-promote ka sa SmackDown and sure, some would say na they would argue na kasi naman nagpakita na si Cena sa pay-per-view tapos nagtapos na yung broadcast time. Lahat hindi naman lahat nanonood sa YouTube and all. So parang they have to address this issue right away. Siguro with the way I see it, then I try to understand WWE's point kung bakit ganun ginawa nila. I think it's because if they gonna wait for SmackDown, kahit na andun yung hype, pero feeling ko nabawasan siya ng matindi.
Bawasan siya.
Oo. Mabawasan siya definitely. Pero siguro parang just strike while the iron is hot, as cliche as the saying goes. Siguro parang yun ang ginagawa niya doon ni Cena. Yun ang ginawa doon for Cena's part. Yun ang take ko doon.
Pero
it's still stuff.
I don't think it makes sense in my side, in my opinion. But still, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So, let's move on to NXT. Wala na tayo masyado pag-uusapan sa Raw because we know Raw is still a trash bag. Lagi ko yung mention yan. Kasi, sa tingin niyo ba, may nag-improve pa sa Raw? Wala. Yun lang nakikita ko eh. So, let's move on to NXT.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, guys. Baka marami na naman ang magalit o mag-rant sa Facebook o sa mga social media kasi bakit hindi live ang NXT next week? Di ba nag-live na sila? Parang ganun eh. And we know NXT is nasa USA Network. USA
Yeah.
Network is owned by NBC.
Yeah.
And NBC owns the rights, US rights rather, of Olympics, like what we have here in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, we have all of the TV5 channels, all of the Signal and Smart Motion channels. And ganun din ang scenario doon. Kaya that's why ma-occupy yung dalawang episode ng NXT. And as far as we know right now, yung dalawang NXT episode na yun is pre-taped. We're not going to mention the results yet.
Okay.
Pero ang sigurado ko doon, yung isang storyline nagtuloy-tuloy na. Yung isang storyline na na-predict ko na before, nangyayari na. Which is good in my opinion. Finally, they did it. Abangan nyo na lang kung ano yung mangyayari. Basta ang clue dito, basta isang mahabang tao, isang pandak na maliit. And we know, alam natin ang kasunod nun. Alam na natin.
Okay.
We know naman na post na rin lahat ng spoilers sa Twitter kahit saan naman. And let's talk about the main event of this week's NXT. Medyo, it makes me upset to be honest. Number one, quick result, quick match. Parang minadali. Because we know na parang nawala na sa focus si Xia Li. By the way, Xia Li versus Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. This match alone is a big clusterfuck. Wala na akong ibang masabi. Pero man, I want to ask you, aside from Dakota Kai na we know na possible na mag-dethrone sa kanya for the championship, sino sa tingin mo yung pwedeng mag-dethrone kay Raquel as champion? Aside from Dakota, kasi Dakota we know in the future, alam mo na yan.
I wish I could say...
Sino?
Gusto ko sana sabihin si Shotzi sana or hindi Shotzi or Tegan, pero na-realize na wala na sila doon, nasa SmackDown sila. So, and definitely Io isn't on the list kasi tapos na yung run niya eh. Let's face it. I don't know if they're trying to pull the plug on Candice LeRae, pero it's a possible pa rin, pero I don't know kung paano eh. I think it's I mean, I'm not saying it's a big possibility. I'm probably saying na it's a very slim possibility. Pero either way, it could happen. I mean, we'll never know how crazy, considering this. I've been saying this for like a few times already, and lalo na siguro I have this bunch of weird takes every time na I speak to a wrestling community group, like Kayfabe Cafe. Minsan iba yung pananaw ko doon, and sometimes ang reasoning ko sa mga gantong bagay is how WWE books their shows, right? Books their matches. Yes. And most of the times they're crazy. They're crazy yet stupid as fuck. They're a bunch of crazy wacks right there. And I won't be surprised if sooner or later may mga taong there's some talents like this never going to see Candice LeRae or even Indy Hartwell. And then not Indy Hartwell pero kasi may story din siya with Dexter Lumis and all that.
Story na siya.
So, So I think that's a possibility na one day na Candice LeRae will probably dethrone her. But it's a long shot kasi she has to defeat Dakota Kai. That by the way, or kasi di ko pwede sabihin si Dakota Kai dahil since na-mention mo na rin kanina.
Pero bitin na lang natin.
I kind of hope for that story to... but I kind of hope na I kind of hope na mangyari din yun at some point. Anyway, that's just my take on... Hindi na yung sagot ko sa tanong mo.
Hi. Ako. I'm going to answer this real quick. If they want to build a decent replacement for Raquel Gonzalez, it should be Frankie Monet talaga. Feeling ko. Frankie Monet is obviously binibuild na siya right now in NXT. And I wish na hindi Frankie Monet talaga pangalan nito. Not in my case. Kasi it's either hindi siya
di ko na-realize
hindi siya nare-recognize. Nare-recognize siya as Taya Valkyrie talaga. Yeah. Speaking of, we're going to talk about the...
Yeah, I think I would be surprised. I would be surprised.
Sige.
Sige.
Hinahanap pa ako. Sige lang.
I mean, okay. Kasi I was supposed to say na, yeah, after doon ko na-realize shit na, kung pwede ba magpalit ng opinion, kasi sasabihin ko sana, it's Frankie, nga pala may Frankie Monet, ba't ko nakalimutan, damn it.
Sige, pasok mo.
I would be surprised na, kasi I mean, she's been groomed for quite some time nga, guys, na I mean, kaliwat kanan na nga minsan mga vignettes niya eh. So, I'm not surprised na ganun mangyari. I wish I could say it's taken knocks kasi ang dami ring pa-hype din. Ang daming hype na tawag dito. Ang dami ring, I mean, parang may vignettes din siya with all, diba? With all this charging battery.
The batteries?
Na shit. Oo. Tapos, diba, bigla siya nagpakita in the middle of a women's tag team championship match. And we just thought na this is it. And all of a sudden, SmackDown calls them. Like, oh no. Another case na hindi mo naman tinapos yung kwento. But anyway, that's just my take. That's just my 2 cents.
Plus, dagdag na rin natin to.
Oh.
Na Io Shirai, for the record, is your current NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, which is another tag team championship na nakakalimutan ko. In my case. Ang isa lang talaga na na-acknowledge ko sa tag team division nila. I don't know, but pretty deadly. Pretty deadly is impressive right now in NXT UK, if you watch NXT UK. But sobrang impressive ng run nila, in my own opinion. So, bago tayo lumayo sa NXT, I want to inform you guys na may takeover ulit. August 22nd. Ito ay first time Summerslam. First time after Summerslam. After a pay-per-view. Oh, in our case ngayon, first time since what? I think the TLC 2015 took place after of the takeover. I think. I'm not sure eh. Yeah. Pero I think this is the first pay-per-view na nag-follow sa isang main roster pay-per-view, which is 50-50 ridiculous, 50-50 exciting, and at the same time, I'm glad na hindi sila sumabay sa NWA on the 28 and 29. Wait, ang araw 28 is Saturday, Sunday, 29 is Monday. Wow. Wala tayong magagawa. But since medyo na-mention ko na rin yung Takeover 36, gusto ko na rin magdagdag ng isa pang possible story about 36. Gusto ko talaga makita ng since we talk about di pa ata ako nakapag-talk dito sa podcast ever since noong sa breakout tournament. But I think isisave ko na lang sa review natin. I guess babalik ka pa naman dito sa show. We're going to conclude that shit. Kukunod natin lahat. I want to do a research bago pa ako magkamali. Siyempre, ayoko na magkamali. So, let's move on. So, we got AEW, the Fyter Fest Night 2. I don't have any ideas kung bakit ginawan to ng Night 2. But, dude, wala akong magagawa. First impression on Lance Archer dethroning Jon Moxley for the belt.
Well, I haven't seen it actually Fyter Fest, but yeah, you get an idea. So nagtaka rin ako. Actually, singit sana ako sa Fyter Fest Night to like, why? Like, you guys could make a pay-per-view out of this. Total, may naman na kayo. May live crowd naman na kayo. But anyway, trip nyo yan. Wala tayong magagawa. But yeah,
I think the ideas of AEW is, parang they want to do quarterly pay-per-views rather than the shows. Na every month.
Rather than monthly, no? Oo.
Mas maganda yun.
It's a drag din at some point.
Mas maganda pa nga yun.
It's a drag. It's a drag kung gagawin ng monthly yun. Naintindihan ka rin. But yeah. Fyter Fest.
Yeah.
Actually, wala akong masyadong idea. Actually, wala akong idea na about Lance and Mox. Pero nababalta. I said some news about it. Sige. Go take the floor, dude.
So, gusto ko lang magdagdag. Heads up lang muna sa mga ngayon pala manonood ng Dynamite. But in my opinion, this John Moxley, Archer, I don't think na nahigitan nito yung nangyari sa Tokyo Dome. Mas natrapan ko talaga sa Tokyo Dome. I'm not saying na John Moxley bias ako. But I don't think na nahigitan nitong sa AEW itong nangyari sa Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome is simply impressive. Sobrang ganda, regardless on the outcome. Itong sa AEW, medyo okay lang, but medyo compressed kasi of course we have the TV time, we have the TNT, and the Tokyo Dome is a pay-per-view, so they have to compress talaga the shows. But regardless, sige.
Saka Wrestle Kingdom ba yun yung ginawa nila yan? O hindi?
Wrestle Kingdom. I think the 15th,
okay.
14th of the 15th.
Okay, gets.
Hindi rin ako sure if this match as well is ito yung naging heel turn ni John Mox. Kasi mostly naman na nagla-low, mas parang nabubu na rin siya ng crowd and nag-low blow siya, di ba? Ganun, parang nafe-feel ko na nag-turn na rin dito si Mox and si Archer kasi is a baby face. Kaya, yeah. Plus, dagdag na rin natin si Hikuleo. Makakalaban niya si Archer for next week's Dynamite, which is the Fight for the Fallen. Kasi daming special. I'm not fan of the back-to-back shows at AEW. Sana di nila maulit to. Pero sige, let's talk about the ano pa bang malaking shows dito. I want to shit on Chavo Guerrero, man. Any thoughts? Sobrang is a big name before.
Yes.
I don't think so. Sige, ikaw muna.
Well, gano'n sabi kayo nabalitaan ko lang din. Parang, Chavo is all it actually makes sense kasi si Vicky was there. Vicky was there. So, saka, I mean, it would actually help the entire roster. Saka lalo na sa development na sa television. Kasi considering this, Chavo Guerrero has been a wrestling coordinator for a lot of shows in entertainment na parang nagkaroon ng parang at least parang wrestling related episodes. One of them is actually Glow.
Yes.
A show actually they feature wrestling coordinator dun si Chavo Guerrero. Saka I think ma-appear din siya doon. And actually, kung masingin ko lang, that show actually featured John Hennigan or John Morrison.
Morrison?
Yeah, John Morrison. Saka si Brodus Clay. Tapos may iba pa. Then also he also worked for other shows like that show that stars Paul Rudd and Jillian Jacobs called Love. May isang episode doon about wrestling. So nakita ko yung episode na yun, nakita ko yung credits niya doon. So yeah, he has worked a lot of he has worked a lot of US shows regardless kung Netflix man yan or cable. So and adding him to the mix, actually that would help if nasa siya kung magiging backstage talent din siya at some point dahil they could use more of that to present themselves sa TNT mo in a much respectable way.
Yeah.
So there.
So, finally, let's talk about Jericho kasi 'di ba meron siyang parang 5 labors of Jericho. So, any thoughts on Nick Gage, the GCW talent?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that guy from GCW, CZW pa ata.
GCW.
Yun, there you go. So, I mean, this guy's a fucking hardcore wrestler. I mean, kung wala kang idea, go on Dailymotion, search for Dark Side of the Ring, or probably kung meron kayong, kung nasa US naman kayo, go on your Vice app, watch the goddamn episode about Nick Cage and you'll find out why kung bakit ganito kami mag-react. Like, he's a fucking hardcore wrestler. I mean, he faced the likes of John Moxley for crying out loud.
Yes.
And parang ano yun, ang dating sa akin ito parang, wow. Layers of Jericho. Tapos, I think this is first mo, second stage? Second. So, second. Jesus Christ. This is, parang ano to you just set the bar too high. You probably expect me sana third wrestler mo is about like somebody who would probably jump off the roof or probably set you on fire, whatever.
Hindi ko ma-imagine.
Exactly.
Plus,
it's kinda too early if you ask me. So, sorry, ikaw na.
Yan. Tama ka sinabi mo. Medyo maaga. And I think, what? Nick Cage? Parang ano yun? Parang ang hati-hati talaga sa akin. It's either parang if-feed nila in the way si Nick Cage to Jericho, parang ganun eh. Parang if-feed lang nila or since this is a no rules match, I don't think may matatapos to sa no contest to keep both safe. Kasi ang ina-expect ko talaga since nag-usap-usap tayo kanina I think basta sa kayfabe din na kabihanas ang ina-expect ko talaga Jericho will win. Pero hindi siya yung malinis na defeat para ma-protect natin yung character ni Nick Cage sa ECW which is mga AEW fans imposibleng din nila malaman to. And for the starters naman kasi parang iisipin nila putang ina Nick Cage, sino po itong putang ina to? Ano ni? Diba? Parang isipin nila. Sige. Isipin nila, hindi nila kilala to eh. Parang syempre, parang panggulo lang, isibit lang to. Pero no, man. Panoorin nyo muna yung mga laban niya. I think there's a pay-per-view on weekend sa fight. Panoorin nyo muna yan. Promise. Bago kayo mag-shit dito. Yan.
Saka, if I may ask, before you shit on Nick Cage, ask David Arquette.
That's a plus, dude. That's a plus.
Exactly.
Pero ito, really thoughts on anong thoughts mo kay Jericho beating a member of Pinnacle earlier on Dynamite?
Well, okay. Well, I haven't seen the entire match. I've seen probably snippets of it, and I kind of expected it. I expected ko na they will go on this, and I mean, I would probably expect na Jericho will manage to surpass all the or probably almost all the layers, only to fall at the end. Siguro, or I might be saying too much, baka spoiler na to or whatever. But whatever. I mean, this is just my take. Kaya kind of expected na rin na mangyayari na, first match, it's like
I think the goal is to beat everything.
Oh, exactly. So, I mean, this is just the first. So, this is a great storytelling, I must say. Though it's kind of predictable as it looks, but still great.
The second is the different one. Hindi na siya predictable.
Oh, yun, second one medyo na. So
mahirap na pagdudaan.
Oo.
Pero sige, wait lang na po yung scores ko. So, final thoughts before we move on to some smaller talks na lang. We're going to talk about the Ibushi really quick and the CM Punk bullshit. And Daniel Bryan, just we know naman mostly.
Okay. Sige, go lang.
Sige. Let's start.
My take on actually take ko kay CM Punk na he would return out or wrestling promotion.
Yes.
Just wait till you hear it from from the horse's mouth itself. One. Or probably if not from the horse's mouth, for the legit journalist. The same thing I could say probably I could say for Daniel Bryan. Kay Kota Ibushi, right?
Yes.
Hindi ko na-hover yun link, pero I remember seeing it sa Kayfabe Cafe, and I'm like, God, damn, man, this is, I was like, damn, man, this is off. I mean, I feel bad for what happened.
To be honest, same
I
feelings.
feel sad.
Sobrang nakakalungkot.
Yun lang sa akin.
So, simpleng lang, medyo number one, nakalimutan ko tuloy sabihin ko. CM Punk, like what you said, antayin nyo muna mangyari bago kayo magsabi ng, ayan, napredict ko na, nag-return na. And then, kay Brian, medyo masusurpresa talaga ako if babalik yung dating Daniel Bryan. I mean, Daniel Bryan son. May final countdown theme song. Man, that's a different Daniel Bryan in my opinion. And lastly, Kota Ibushi. I feel bad for Kota Ibushi. Although the pay-per-view would take place on Sunday sa Japan, I don't know if may feed din ng PFAB Cafe doon. Although, ako lang ata nag-cover ng bigger shows dito pag outside of the but still fuck it. So, yeah. I feel bad for Ibushi though. Pero, kahit naman kung okay naman si Ibushi ngayon, I think Shingo pa din talaga yung mananalo. I don't think Ibushi will win the title early kasi maikli pa yung reign ni Shingo eh. And patungo pa tayo sa Shingo versus Naito. And I think Naito will turn on him in the future. Pero malalaman na natin. Siguro, I want to invite my friend from Wrestling After Work. I hope na mas makatulong siya sa pagkakomentary sa match na to. Kasi he is a New Japan god, to be honest. May New Japan correspondent. Shoutouts there.
Nice.
Sana may kita next week. So, yeah. Konti na lang to. Don't worry. Mag-wrap up na rin tayo. Medyo, I'm fucked up right now, to be honest.
Go lang.
Feel bad for, ano ba to? Yung kay Punk talaga, feel bad. Parang, putang na, ano ba talaga to? Kalokohan lang talaga to. Ito, by the way, wait lang, pinabasa ko yung ano eh. Ayan, dito kasi sa show, mostly, nagre-rate ako ng scores kasi we have a annual ender show. Of course, nire-rate natin yung match. And then the winner will determine the match of the year, some sorts. So, di siya different. So, I'm going to read my scores real quick. And then, we're going to discuss the Summerslam predictions. Nagtigdag pa tayo ng konting predictions for Summerslam.
Sige.
So, yeah. So, Impact Wrestling, the Slammiversary pay-per-view. Yeah. So, the Ultimate X is the perfect 5 to, in my opinion, because I think ito yung isa sa mga nag-stole talaga ng show. And then, the mixed tag is 2-5. Yung kina, ano ba to? Yung kina Matt Cardona. If I'm not mistaken. Pero di ko na siya sinaba sa review kasi fuck it. Medyo lame na to. Sobrang nalalabuan ako. And then the W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards is 2.5 over 5. That's fine for me. But medyo nag-expect pa ako paano na lang mabibuild si W. Morrissey sa Impact. Parang nakikita ko pa din yung WWE inner inside sa kanya. Just me lang naman. And then the Finn Juice bullshit. I don't give a damn about the return in my opinion. And then the Moose versus Chris Sabin. In my opinion, ito yung best singles match of the night. 4 out of 5. The tag titles, the Fatal 4-way tag titles match is 3 out of 5. Same with the knockouts title between Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. And the Impact title, I think it's either 5 or 4 over 5. And then the Money in the Bank, the women's Money in the Bank is 2 out of 5. I think ito na yung easy pick ko for the worst Money in the Bank ever sa women's. And then the AJ Amos and the Lashley Kingston, I think the Lashley and Kingston, I think it's 4 because sobrang dominant. He deserves 4. And then yung kay AJ and Amos is 3 out of 5. Although, and then the rest, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, and then the Money in the Bank men's Money in the Bank, it's 4 out of 5. And then the main event, Roman Reigns versus Edge. I think this is the first WWE I guess WWE show or WWE match here this year na nakakuha ng 5.25 over 5. I think hindi ako nagpapaka-Dave Meltzer dito. Pero
Okay.
I think this match, sobrang nag-exceed talaga to sa expectation ko. Sobra. Yan. So, yeah. Let's wrap up this bullshit with our Summerslam predictions. Let's start with the Universal Championship. Ano sa'yo sa tingin mo? Obvious naman na yun eh. Cena versus Roman.
Yeah, it's Cena versus Roman for Universal,
Universal
Championship. And obviously, alam na okay, sabihin ko na ba yung take ko dito right now?
Yes, pwede na.
Okay, so I have to say it's Roman, obviously, for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's impossible to have Cena his historic 17th title win as a WWE or World Champion. Kasi let's face it, after nito SummerSlam, he will film a lot.
Kung film sa yan.
An upcoming movie. Nakalimutan ko yung title, pero I mean, he's back to his movie duties after netong wrestling event na to. So it's impossible for him to hold that title and and go film a show or go film a movie tapos mawawala siya doon. It's like I mean, di ba which sucks. Saka remember this. He's shitting on The Rock that time, di ba? In 2012.
Yes.
Or 2012 or 2013 dahil nga part-timer siya and yet he holds a title shot and all. And kung gagamitin natin yung logic na yun for
Sige.
kung sakaling manalo siya, that would make John Cena appear a hypocrite.
Yes,
I
exactly.
don't know kung ganun ang balak nila, pero that should not be the way to go. Now that's actually a good thing na both our Universal Champion and WWE World Champion are actually talagang they will actually defend it from time to time whenever they can. So I think the title will stick on to Reigns. Tapos as for I think it's going to be Goldberg versus Lashley sana kung sa SummerSlam kung assuming din na magte-take place yon. You can
kasi
teaser na siguro kung sa editing whatever. Pero
yes.
Kung sa akin obviously it still be Lashley by another squash, I must say. Or unless siguro pakitala na konting offense ni Goldberg, pero feeling ko sa short storytelling probably dominating pa rin magiging dating ni Lashley dito. Then Seth Rollins versus Edge kasi it's kind of expected na rin as dirt sheets would probably tell you months ago, and I have to say Seth Rollins to.
It was Seth Rollins. Pero ako, I had to disagree kasi Edge, I don't think nanalo na siya ng pay-per-view ever since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Kaya he needs the win, to be honest. And then, dagdag na rin natin, I think we're going to get a Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Ash in the future at SummerSlam, I guess. Kasi
possible.
They're planning to build a Defu versus superhero story. And ito yung nag-a-appropriate that.
Pwede.
Kaya, I think, if ever mangyari yun, it should be Nikki Cross, to be honest. Wala na ring sense yung gimmick na Alexa. Sige.
Yeah, well, that would work. I would agree with that statement. Except for one thing. Kung sakaling umappear si Bray Wyatt out of nowhere during that event, assumingly that match would take place at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Kung assumingly na biglang magpakita si Bray Wyatt, oh god damn, here we go again. But I get it makes sense na Nikki Ash would still hold the title by then.
So talaga ako, hindi naman pwedeng gawin ng nila 28-day run to. Nakakaya.
Oo.
Parang ibabalik din nila kay Charlotte to eh. Possible din.
Hot potato na naman tayo na ito eh.
May mga balita din kasi na dapat transitional lang talaga si Nikki Cross. But parang nagbabago na ata dahil they want to build Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash as the newest face. Parang since SummerSlam, since last year, kay Bayley, I think
So basically, parang siyang si Bailey.
Parang they want
nung face
to,
pa si Bailey.
Parang they want to replace Bailey on that role. Kasi siya na yung nagli-lead as the best baby face. And I don't think na si Belair on the SmackDown.
Gets.
I don't think na nakukuha niya yung role na yun. And then, the SmackDown side, ako naman said you have to then. So, I think it should be dapat makakuha rin tayo ng SmackDown title match. Dapat hindi si Carmella as far as I'm concerned. So, that's Bianca Belair versus Sasha dapat eh.
Yeah.
I hope for Sasha. Umaasa ako kay Sasha. Dapat ng Money in the Bank, Sasha na lagi. Umaasa ako dun. But sadly, we don't have the match. But I hope makuha natin ngayon. I hope we can get a rematch although malaking venue. Malaking venue kasi to. Kasi kaya we need the opportunity na mag-compete ulit si Sasha and si Belair on that big moment.
Saka matindi yung kalaban ng SummerSlam if you think about it.
The Manny Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's a win-win for Vegas, pero I mean, as wrestling fans, we know the drill. Obviously, alam natin kung saan tayo pupunta.
The rumor here is, parang ang gagawin nila is, aagahan nila yung SummerSlam. And then, after the 10 p.m. Eastern Time, parang gatapusin na nila yung show. Parang ganun yung concept. Ewan ko kung tama yung nababalita ako. And then, magdagdag pa tayo. Magdadagdag pa tayo ng contact match. So, I think Jinder versus Drew should be on SummerSlam as well. Kahit filler na.
Definitely.
Kasi binibuild na nila to. And then Karl Cross versus Jeff Hardy. Parang kahit simple match lang. I hope na this time, wag na lang ipahiya si Karl Cross. I hope umaasa talaga ako na wag na lang gawin basura si Karl Cross dito. Umaasa talaga ako na they're not going to do that this time. If they're going to do that.
Saka imagine mo naman na kunyari dumating kasi this is a weekend, right? And parang there's a NXT takeover pa after. So, assumingly na someone will take the title of Karl Cross by that time. Tapos ulats ka pa kay Jeff Hardy sa SummerSlam. So parang, god damn, couldn't you catch a break? Couldn't you catch a break? Kasi 0-2 for a weekend, really? That's how you guys book the match?
Kasi, fuck NXT, Vince McMahon. Yun ang motto niya eh. Fuck NXT. NXT sucks. Speaking of NXT, fuck you SmackDown for ruining Finn Balor once again.
No.
Seriously, yung last episode of SmackDown, sobrang na-water down na naman si Balor. Pucha, nawala na yung angas niya sa NXT. Na-water down na ulit.
Yeah, kasi babyface siya dun eh.
Yeah, babyface din siya sa NXT.
Well, oo. Saka ang weird lang dun is they use the Prince, the Prince na vignette na sa Tron instead of like, kung Balor Club to, you gotta do with the old Balor Club. You gotta redo it, not Prince. Like, I was expecting pa naman na kung Prince yung scenario mo, di sana pinag-turn heel mo na rin dito right from the get-go sa si Balor, di ba?
Pero weird din na tinurn mo si Sami Zayn sa babyface, though.
Sabagay.
Ayan. So, yan lang. Siguro, ayoko mo na magdagdag ng tag titles remains at potato to me. I don't give a fuck about the tag titles in general. Kasi, hindi na rin siya nagtitreat ng ayos ng WWE. I want to save tag team wrestling on AEW or other shows or other companies.
Yeah.
So, ayan. Let's talk about my picks of the week, in my opinion.
Okay.
My case. So, I hope you can join me on this. Kasi, the match of the week, actually, I picked two from last week, obviously. So we got the Kenny match at saka yung Edge versus Reigns. Parang Money in the Bank. Marami din ng honorable mentions. Kaso nakakalimutan ko na. Fuck it. Ano yung sa tingin mo match of the week para sa'yo?
My match of the week would probably the men's Money in the Bank. Yung men's kasi I just love to see Big E winning it all.
Yan. Honorable, kahit isa.
Honorable kahit isa, ano pa? Wait, I gotta think of I'm actually thinking of like Roman versus Edge because it's been a long time coming, and to be fair, ano rin to, main event caliber din to na maraming distractions na ano pa. Tapos yung pa may post-match surprise, so parang yeah, I have to say ano rin ako. Sorry kung hindi na pick. Okay ba?
Okay
hindi
lang,
pick
okay
or I could
okay
pick
lang,
up.
Okay lang.
Yan, go.
Excuse me.
Sige.
And then, actually, dalawa yung pinik ko. Sinabi ko na. Na-explain ko na nandun. So, the woman of the week, obviously, the middle finger queen, Charlotte. No reasons. Basta, yun na yan. Sa tingin ko, sobrang impressive lang talaga nung match niya sa Money in the Bank. Yun.
Okay. Well, for me, yung women of the week ko, I have to say Nikki ASH kasi kahit ang goofy ng pagkapanalo niya pero na-cash in niya pa rin, so parang oh shit, parang I like to see where this is going sa it's a main event. I mean she literally stole the show.
Yes, exactly. And then yan lang, obviously naman wala akong honorable doon, fuck it. And then finally the superstar of the week, the guy who saved the pay-per-view, not Roman Reigns. It's Big E. I love Big E. No doubt about it, guys. Dude, I wish na Big E could cash in his Money in the Bank earlier as soon as possible and dethrone somebody. I wish lang talaga. Kasi feeling ko tatagal pa to sa kanya. And magiging embarrassing bullshit pa tong briefcase niya. But I hope na hindi. Ayan. Yun lang. Sa'yo.
Okay, so superstar of the week, no?
Yes.
Okay, superstar of the week, I have to say Bobby Lashley.
Yes, plus pa yan.
Goddamn dominating.
Sobrang dominant na dito po siya. Ayan.
Yeah, that's the most dominant man I haven't seen in years. So, there.
I think first time, but nasa 2 hours na ba? I think almost 2 hours, man. Dude, thank you for joining me on this week's episode. And I wish, syempre, babalik ka pala for Summerslam. Post-Summerslam. And then, I think, sasama na rin natin yung, sige, yung NWA and All Out. I think magkakasama tayo sa isang episode na pinaplano ko. So, yeah. It's time to shine. Plug your shows, man.
Okay, this is SlickMaster, and you can check out my podcast, These Drunken Midnights, on Spotify, Anchor, Mixcloud, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast platforms you're listening to. You can also check out my blog called The SlickMaster's Files. Just visit the SlickMastersFiles.blogspot.com. And also, if you want to check out my photo works, you can check out Instagram.com/SlickMasterTheBlogger. And that's also my social media profile. Aside from that, I got Twitter at twitter.com/SlickMasterPH. And also, I have 2 Facebook pages, one for the SlickMaster's Files, and another one for These Drunken Minutes. Just search for the titles. Total, binanggit ko naman yung vlog sa podcast ko. So,
yes.
There you go.
Ang haba. Yan, so, it's time for me to plug as well.
Kailangan
Sige. Also, ayan, mention na rin natin, we want to plug the Bunk Collective, of course. One of the podcast there is napapakinggan ko din, aside from This Drunken, yung The Kimbap Show. I think nakahiatus pa ata sila, nakabreak pa sila. But I hope makabalik din sila in the future. Sobrang interesting yung mga episodes nila. Check out Bunk Collective as well. Ito, shameless to, hindi to galing sa network ko.
Okay,
so,
if I may add to that, if I may add to that, kung pwede mag-plug pwede man gawin to kung di allowed sa inyo.
Sige lang.
You can also support other shows na You can also support other shows on Bunk Collective by checking out the bunkph.com or probably support us on Patreon din. Saka, syempre, check out nyo din Pipe Networks.
Yan.
Good shit,
So,
pare.
Pipe Network, syempre, dami din kami shows. So, speaking of that, Pipe Network, visit pipenetwork.co for more Pipe Network shows. And then our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Ay, sa akin na pala yung Twitch, sorry. Ayan, at Pipe Network. And then, my social media platforms for the podcast at the MTG Show Podcast. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, na hindi naman active, and Twitch. Ayan, Twitch, nagagawa kasi tayo ng quarterly live shows doon. Baka, I wish na makagawa ako sa Summerslam, but I don't think na magagawa ko yun. Ayan. And then, follow my social media platforms at AG Pinera on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, syempre, alam niyo na yung gagawin nyo. Putang ina, mag-register na kayo, please. Putang ina. Save our shit. Tsaka tumindig kayo, puta. Oras na, tumindig na kayo. Yan lang. Man,
Yes.
seriously, Slick. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode.
It's
Stay
an
safe.
honor, bro. It's an honor, bro. And by the way, before we go, shoutouts pala sa mga tropa natin sa Kayfabe Cafe. What's up, guys?
Ayun, shoutouts din sa the Geeky Ones, Kayfabe Cafe, and the rest of the gang resting after work. For yung kakiderb, syempre, ng resting after work. So, stay safe, stay rest. So, fuck them. Tumindig na kayo, mga putang ina nyo. And have a great day. Peace. We're out.
Peace out, yo.
Episode system out.